my crafty friends, I have received some swap and glue mail, which is very exciting. But before we get started on that, the person that won the fun tags, they did not contact me to collect their winnings. So we're gonna go ahead real quick and draw a new name. The last time what was drawn was number 4, which was Robin's Nest of Crafts, but we are gonna go ahead and have Alexa do, choose a different number. So let's do it. Hey Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 18.
Here's a number between 1 and 18. It's 15.
The number 15 is what she chose. So that is Taylor Leanne. And so Taylor, if you see this video, please go ahead and let me, contact me via email, or actually just put something in the comment section about how we can contact each other. You can go to my Instagram and you can contact me that way. But just in case Taylor does not get a hold of me, we're gonna go ahead and pick again. So we'll have runner-up number 2. And hey Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 18.
Here's a number between 1 and 18. It's 17.
All right. So we've got number 15. And if Taylor doesn't contact me in 2 days, then we will move to number 17, which is Rosemary, You Rock Art. So Rosemary will give Taylor a couple of days, and then if she doesn't get a hold of me, I will mail these off to you because I have your address. So congrats to whoever gets in touch with me. All right, let's move along and let's do a swap and glue. Now before we get into it, guys, I just want to tell you that, I don't know if you're gonna hear it in my voice or not, but I'm feeling a little tired today. My son Brandon was in a car accident and thankfully he's okay. His car is totaled, but it really took a drain on me, and I'm just so grateful. It could have been so much worse, but it really exhausted me. And so, I was cleaning the house today because I've really been cleaning my crafty spaces. And I thought, I just need to sit down and do something that brings me happiness. So I thought, I've got these swap and glues here. I'm gonna go ahead and open them and have some fun doing that. So I'm so glad that you guys are here to join me. All right, so here's where we're gonna start in my handmade journal here. One is from Bertha Wilson, and her channel is Bertha So Blessed, and the other is BB's Closet Creations. So that's very exciting. Let's go ahead and open Bertha's. I got hers first, so let's go ahead and open hers first. And she put a little stamp on here. It says, "For an amazing crafter." That's so sweet. Thank you, Bertha. That's so nice of you. Oh, already I'm intrigued by some of these images she sent here. How fun, right? All right, so what I'm gonna do, it looks like we have a little note. Let's take a look. That's so cute. It says thank you on it. Jovi, thank you so much for the magazine pages. I had fun. Bertha Blessed Wilson. And she dated it 2021. Well, I'm so glad that you had fun, Bertha. I know that this was something that you were, kind of interested in trying out, and I'm glad that you did, and I was happy to swap with you. So friends, let's take a look at the images. I'm gonna try to just slide them across, and then I'll flip them all and we'll look at the other sides, once we slide them across. I do love these nostalgic images here. I hope you can see them. I'm going to put those aside actually because I might end up using those. They're pretty cool. And then let's open these up. I'll set this to music and I'll slide these across, and then I'll flip the whole stack and then I'll slide them back across. And that way we can see them. And also I will try to hold them so that there's minimal glare. If you're new to Swap and Glue, welcome. Swap and Glue was started by my friend Carol at Carol's Recrafted Boutique and myself, and it has really grown to be something, and so many people are enjoying it, and I think that's just wonderful. Bertha, thank you so much for these images. I have pulled some aside actually while we were looking through. These are the ones that I've pulled. I thought she was quite striking. And let's see, oh, and I thought that these were quite striking too. So I loved these because they were just, you know, just striking. And then I love this because it has a very vintage look to it. I love this just because, I don't know, I think I can make it look a little bit vintage. And then of course this is fantastic. And this is fantastic. So let's see if we can make all these work into a collage. Not really going for a story on this one, but who knows, you know, my brain, we might turn into a story, we might not. We might just make something, you know, kind of, you know, aesthetically pleasing, and that might be it. So let's find out. I think I'll do some tearing today. It seems like, you know, it's kind of funny. It seems like when I have like an emotional day, or time of it or whatever, I kind of want to tear, and maybe that's just a way that I, you know, get some, I don't want to say frustrations out because I'm not frustrated, but I am feeling emotional, which, you know, is a very vulnerable feeling. So, you know, maybe it's just a way for me to exercise, you know, kind of working that out of my system. So I don't know, I'm just guessing. So I'm going to use the envelope that we got from BB's, and I'm going to use that as a nice straight edge to just tear this off. Hopefully it's strong enough. I usually use something a little bit harder, but you know, hopefully it's strong enough. If I press down on it, I'm thinking it will be. Okay, let's see. Yep, that worked just fine. All right, I'll do the edges later. We're gonna just tear it nice and jagged, just because. And you know, I just think I'm gonna like that look on this particular thing. So I guess we'll put these, we better put it up here because I'm thinking we'll do the flower pot in the corner here. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I like collage because, well, it's just freedom, right? And you know, if you put something on that doesn't work for you, you just cover it up. It's just not a problem. Just same with painting. You know, if you paint something and you don't like it, just paint, you know, let it dry and then paint over it, and you know, kind of art is good that way. So now I'm thinking, let's work this purple kind of onto the page. It's not going to cover the whole page, and I'm going to move that because I need to tear this, and that's got a little glue on the bottom and I don't want it to get, you know, messy over there. So I'm thinking I might go ahead and leave the bottom just because there's some exposure over here. So maybe I should tear from this point. We're purposely going to do it crooked. And I actually might need to tear more off. We'll see. Let's see how we did on that freehand tearing there. Let's see. Oh, actually, yeah, I don't want this to take up like the whole page or anything, so let's scooch it over here. Oh, I kind of like that, guys. Oh yeah, that's good, that's good. All right, so I've got that on. That's looking pretty good so far. Definitely want to cover the words here. I don't like that at all. So let's bring in this image. It's got some nostalgic feel to it. So I think instead of tearing on this one though, I'm going to go ahead and do a little fussy cut. All right, friends, I fussy cut these nostalgic looking pieces out. So we're going to go ahead and adhere them to the page, and I'm going to try to get the glue on here without tearing these. You know, so frequently I tear the magazine pages because they're quite thin, and I just do, I don't know. So anyway, So this is going to be perfect for covering those words, and I think just kind of accenting her. And the colors go so perfect with her red hair, which I think is pretty cool. And then I have one, I cut it out, and actually I was cutting out around the plate, but it ends up being perfect like around her eyes right there. So I'm just gonna attach it. I'm just gonna attach it like that because it was an accidental thing, but it's working out great. So I'm gonna put this here around her face. And then I'll cut the edges once the glue is dry. And then we have these bottles here, and we have to cover those. So I think what we'll do is just come down here, maybe like that. Maybe like something like that. Yeah, let's do that. Now we do have an abrupt stop here, and I don't always love an abrupt stop. Let me see if I have any scraps. Maybe this strawberry would work. Yeah, let's do the strawberry. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys that if you did not see my video on how to send swap and glue packages for $1, I will add the link to that video to my description box. As you can imagine, I have been sending out lots and lots of swap and glues. And so I talked to my postman, and he gave me the information that I needed and showed me, what size envelope to use, this and that and the other, so that swap and glues could be sent for $1. And I thought that was great. All right, let's play with our nostalgic pieces now. I love this card. That's so cool. And this guy's kind of big, so let me fussy cut him out. I'll be right back. All right, I think the first thing we're gonna do is attach this card. Now this guy, he's got his boxing fists up, and so what's happening with him? Is he fighting her for this delicious Pop-Tart? Like, what is going on? Like, I feel like I have to use him because I want to, but let's get him on the page, and then we'll decide what his story is. Friends, I was getting ready to flip through more of the pages to see if I could find something, and then I found this, and it literally came from these images here. So I think it looks great. We have kind of a nostalgic feel on this collage, and I'm really, really, really happy with it. I'm gonna take a still shot so that you can see it without the glare on it. Okay, friends, so here's BB's envelope. Look how cute it's decorated. It's got this cool envelope or this paper, and then there's these little cups with straws, and it's so cute. And here's a little tea bag, and it's just so cute. And she sent it for $1. This stamp is either 99 cents or $1. It's basically, it says 3 ounces on it, so it's a 3-ounce stamp. So I wonder if she watched my video and then followed my little instructions on that. So if so, that would be pretty cool. BB, you'll have to let me know if you did, because that's awesome. So let's see what she sent, everybody. And get it out of here. I might have to cut this. Okay. Oh, cool, nice. All right, let's see what we have here. We have a couple of stacks. this, I think I'll put down on the page first. So I'm so glad that you guys are here with me today. I hope that you're enjoying watching me do some collaging. I think collaging is a lot of fun, and I think it's a great stress reliever, and I think it's just what I needed today. So I want to talk about yesterday's events. So my son Brandon was on his way home from work, and he was cutting across 4 lanes of traffic on an extremely busy highway at a spot where there generally are a lot of accidents. And which I didn't know that, but somebody came out and asked if they could take a picture because they've been trying to get the county to put a light there. And when we spoke to the officer, he said just a few hours prior he had worked an accident in that very same spot. So US 19 is dangerous to begin with, but that particular intersection apparently is also extremely dangerous. So he was crossing and he did not see a truck coming, and the truck slammed into him. And thankfully it hit his passenger side, because it really could have injured him terribly had it hit the driver's side. And you know, it could have, I hate to say it, but it could have killed him. But his airbags deployed, the curtain ones on the side deployed, and his driver's airbag didn't deploy, but it's because it wasn't a head-on collision, so there was no need, I guess there was no need for it to deploy. The passenger front side airbag did deploy. So my son had just been to Home Depot to get paint, and several of the 20-gallon paint buckets exploded on impact, and so there was paint everywhere. It was paint on the outside of his car, on the inside of his car. There was paint on the car that hit him. There was paint all over his face and arms, and just there was paint everywhere. So it was kind of crazy, but we are so grateful that he is doing fine. And actually, he just woke up a little bit ago. He slept quite a bit today, which I was glad for, and he seems to be doing perfectly fine today. He's just a little sore, so thank God for that. So we had that going on yesterday, and then I had another thing that I'm not at liberty to discuss, but there was another, what I would consider to be, you know, somewhat emotional, you know, kind of situation going on with some people that well, they're people in my family, and I care very much about them. And so, you know, there was some of that going on prior to the accident. No, that was after the accident. So I just have been emotionally drained because, you know, all these people that I love have been going through these basically traumatic experiences, and, you know, that's hard, you know, and I just want to make everything better for everybody, but I can't do that, you know. So, but my husband and I, we did go out to the scene of the accident. I took pictures just in case we needed them, and I spoke to the drivers of the other car and everybody in the other, well, it was a truck, it was a Ford F-150, but they were fine, thankfully. So, you know, everybody is walking away from it being fine, but I'll tell you, as a mom, man, it's a scary thing. I mean, I got there, and of course I wanted to punch the drivers of the other vehicle in the face, and it wasn't their fault. I mean, you know, they might have been going too fast or whatever, but it wasn't, you know, technically their fault. But still, as a mom, you just, you know, you want to take care of your baby. And so, but I didn't do anything because I'm not that person, and well, you know, not anymore. And I was very nice to them, of course, and because it truly was an accident. You know, nobody left their workplaces saying, you know, I can't wait to hit somebody out on the highway today, you know. So, and then I think I told you this in the beginning of the video. I can't even remember. My brain's a little mushy today, but just a block down, there was an accident that on the same highway that might have been fatal. We're not sure, but we know a car flipped, and I just was thinking, you know, at least that wasn't my son in that accident, right? I mean, there's always a way to put things in perspective and be grateful that it wasn't, you know, worse. So his car looks like a swimming pool because there was all that paint just everywhere. And there was so much paint that came out of those buckets that it was dripping through into the trunk, which I don't even know how that's possible. So, but at any rate, the cars got towed. The driver of the truck, you know, their truck got towed. And then my son's car got towed, and you know, I called it in soon, not as soon as I got home, but I called it in about an hour and a half after I got home from getting my son home. And so I thought I would hear from the adjuster today, but I didn't, so I guess we'll hear from him on Monday. So that's the story about that. Now guys, look at this. I think this is coming together really nicely, and I actually love it just as it is, but we must continue. We need to go ahead and add these socks because look at these socks. They're just so fun. So I'm going to fussy cut the socks out. I'll tell you about the weather while I do that. It's been hot as heck here. Well, you know, it's Florida, so it's hot a lot. And I know a lot of you from up north have been talking about how hot it's been for you guys. You guys are not used to that, you know. And the difference between up north and here, well, one thing here, we do get a breeze, so thankfully for that. Our humidity's awful here, and it's awful most of the year. It is particularly awful now during the summer. Humidity's usually hovering around 80, 90, 95, 98%, so that's pretty tough. So it's hot, but the difference for us and you guys is that you guys get it for like maybe a month, you know, or maybe two, probably at the worst, but we get it for a really, really long time. And so it gets kind of old, you know. But I'm grateful that I have a swimming pool, and I do go swimming, and it really helps me enjoy the summer instead of hating it, because I just go hop in my pool and it really cools my body down. So I feel very blessed that I have that and that I can go do that, and it makes me feel a little bit cooler. So all right, well, let's decide where we're getting these socks put on. Just had to use those socks. All right, I'm going to take a look at the other images and see if there's anything else I want to add. All right, so you guys know I don't love the words here because they're not fully there. I wouldn't like them even if they were. So let's use a little bit of music to cover them. And then we have words here, so maybe we'll use a little scrap of music just kind of popping over this way. I don't mind these because they're nice and big, but I don't like these around the bottom. So let's get into some music. I'm just going to tear this. I think that'll look great. So Andrew's in here with me. He's doing some crafty time too. He's doing some coloring. He likes to come in and hang out with me and make things also. All right, I'm going to trim these edges and then we'll take a look at it. Friends, I really like this collage. I find it to be quite whimsical. We have this wreath in the background and we've got socks and music. You know, honestly, it almost reminds me of the holidays, you know, because the socks are kind of like old-fashioned stockings, and then this horse is obviously very antique looking, and then the music also lends itself to that same feeling. So I absolutely love this, and I'm just so happy with it. So thank you, BB, for these wonderful images. Friends, my friend Michelle, Ladybug Michelle, sent me a swap and glue, and so that's pretty fun. So we're going to go ahead and get into this and see what she sent and make a collage. Now it looks like she sent me a little note, so let's take a look, see what it says. Oh, it's a card, you guys. Look how sweet that is. Good friends provide each other with comfort, support, and a feeling of well-being. Well, that is true. Isn't that true, you guys? So do good bras, but they never give the excellent advice that you do. That is hysterical. That is so funny. And she says, thank you for all the support and love you have shown me, Michelle. Well, that, you know, Michelle, I love this card. This is fantastic. And I'm glad that you have felt supported and that I've been able to help you, and truly that makes my heart so happy to hear you say that, and I appreciate this so much. So let's see what images she has sent. Oh, very cool. I wonder if these are some images from her coloring book. You know, I don't know if you guys know this, but Michelle created her own coloring book. These are pretty cool. Wow. Very nice. Oh, this is a mail tag. Okay, so this says, mail tag, YouTube version 2021, directions, answer questions, add pages if needed, send to your partner. And it says, quote that makes you happy. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Winnie the Pooh. And it says, how long have you been on YouTube? And it says, technically 1 year, but just back after a break. Her favorite creative activity is drawing and coloring. Her favorite style, she says all of them, but steampunk excites her. Favorite colors are pink, purple, bold colors, glitter, and bling. How often do you craft? She says she tries to do something daily. And then it says, what do you want to be when you grow up? And she says, ballet dancer. Oh, what did you? Sometimes what do you applies to some of us. So what did you want to be when you grew up? And it says ballet dancer, physician assistant. And then what was your favorite job? Disney store cast member. Oh, I'm sure that was probably a lot of fun. And she says she's single, the mom of 2 chihuahuas. Their names are Macy Ray and Charlie James. On YouTube, Ladybug Michelle B. And then she has Instagram and Facebook. She says she works with medical students in their clinical training to help them become better doctors. She's 42 and started drawing to help ease her anxiety and pass time while in a foster home. She says she did ceramics, pottery in high school. She loves working with clay. She grew up in Omaha, Nebraska and moved to Sioux Falls in 1999 for college. She has a BA in deaf education, elementary education, but she doesn't want to teach in a school system. And she says she is fluent in ASL, which is sign language. Very cool, very cool. Nice to get to know you better, Michelle. That's exciting. So I will have to set some time aside to fill mine out. Right, so we were going to go ahead and flip these over and see the other sides. All right, friends. Well, I've done some cutting, so let's get started with putting some deliciousness on the page. I don't usually plan things out in this way, but I'm going to because I haven't torn these images. I've only cut them, and it's kind of like it's like a puzzle. You know, when they're cut, it's kind of like a puzzle, and you have to figure out where they will best fit. And I also am wondering, because of the way that I'm doing this particular collage, should I do a background, like put flowers in the background and then just cover the flowers with the desserts? So I'm kind of placing these so I can make that decision. You know, because you don't want a bunch of empty spaces. You don't want to have to deal with all of that. See, like even this little tiny space here, that's something. I mean, I could put a cake here. Let's try, because this image is not the best, so I could put that there, and this could go here, and then at least there's cake in the background. I have a friend who owns a bakery, and she is an amazing woman, and she is an amazing baker, and I am so glad to know her. Friends, I am loving this collage, but it's not complete until I put this adorable image. You guys know I love ice cream, so I have to put this image on here. And I think I'm gonna put it right here where the edge of the cake is. And there it is. I will make sure to take a still shot so you guys can see it with no glare, but I love it. It's a very sweet collage, if I do say so myself. Thanks for watching. See you soon.